Some demons will have those like gemstones in them. If you consume it, you will maybe one day unlock a greater power. You'll also obviously be calling to the valley by doing that. So it's a decidedly violent action to consume one of those things. Your character may not care. You may want to just be a violent robot man. Who can say? Releasing it really has no like tangible benefit other than it goes to where it should be.
I mean, the whole surrender unto heaven what is owed is a little ominous. I don't know
Yes.
about that part.
It's extremely ominous.
I remember Marisol saying that a lot.
fine.
It was like her catchphrase. It's definitely nothing else.
You might be playing a second character who starts catching light spears. As you surrender unto heaven what is owed, bud.
Oh no!
Jeff needs to fucking chill is what he needs to do. Tired of this bullshit.
Even in like your 5e game, there'll just be light spears thrown at you.
And Jeff just has no chill ever. No chill. No more chill.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I hope everyone had a good week. Haven't seen everyone for a while. All of you. None of you. I've never, not even my own wife.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been hiding from him. It's been hard.
It's difficult when you live in the same house. Just like heavy breathing behind the refrigerator or something.
The little click clack of cannolis of nails.
He gives me away. I hate it.
Yeah. Constantly giving you away as you run through the house.
Gotta follow me.
I really miss having my old playlist soundtrack. So much better for everything that I had built up instead of having. If you guys could see, I have what must be at least like 8 different versions of the song "Weird Fishes" by Radiohead in different playlists, and I have to go through them all. And I'm not using any of them, but I could.
It's a comprehensive Weird Fishes soundtrack for just in case.
Let's get back to the scene, as it were. When last we left off, I believe some, but not all of you, had been tracking Melon to a location, correct? We'll say that Enya, John, Mikey, and Icepeak are in the warehouse, and we'll get through that quickly. Within the warehouse, as I recall where we left off, you were basically kind of in a space that where like your vision was getting bent. I think Mikey had an eye stalk cut off.
Yeah, the samurai Melon cut my eye as I was trying to find him.
He tried to hit John, and it
didn't work.
It didn't work so well that like his sword wobbled and our vision fixed a little.
Yes,
so that's an important hint. Yeah.
Okay, and we'll get back to it. So you 4 are in this warehouse. The warehouse is Motivated Speakers Limited. It is a musical equipment company. And yes, you can feel pain at that pun if you'd like. Melon is currently operating in a closed room. He has tried to strike 2 of you, doing superficial damage to Mikey, and to John kind of not being able to do any damage. Your vision begins to kind of gather out of the sort of kaleidoscopic distortion that he maintains with the effect of his blade and his style. Yes, he did say that he would have to kill 300 and... What was the number? You know what? It's under his NPC quote. Ah, yes, 320 officers. The number just simply kept multiplying by 2. Funny that he should mention multiplication, though, because once your vision begins to clear, you see that there are multiple people in suits with blindfolds and swords. Though they are not like Melon swords, they are just regular katanas. Melon, from somewhere in the room, speaks out to your group and says the following to you. Now that you have a little bit less visual distortion, I'll let one of you try to see if you can locate the source of the voice with a gaze roll. And I would guess that would be Mikey, I think, is your highest gaze user.
I think so. Well, actually,
I have a 1.
What is it? Let me see. I do have, being the eyes of Dagon, my active is that when invoked, I automatically find hidden details, including hints at invisible targets.
Ooh, this is good. So you want to invoke that with Hungry Eyes to give your group an advantage because it will mean a lot to this encounter, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is Mikey just scans the room with one of his eye stalks or all of his eye stalks to try to locate the source now that there's less distortion?
Yeah, having lost the one eye that's currently growing back, he uses his one eye and then he kind of converts like his hair kind of I guess the way it's drawn, they look kind of like leafy dreads because
Okay.
they're plants. But they just start like, instead of leaves budding, it's just eyes, and it just, everything gets taken in all at once
Okay.
as he like tries to find this guy.
Give me a gaze roll accompanying that. We'll see just how much you are able to see. With a 2, okay, there's a few details you're going to be able to pick up within like a quick span of time. One is you do find the source, automatic or hidden thing. It is a speaker next to a camera. Another thing is, in the brief instant that you have to see around all these figures, they are in fact real and they are short. They are not very tall. Most of them are about 4.5 feet, maybe 5. They look very short to be the guy that you might have seen in the restaurant. You also notice that they are wearing blonde wigs. Do you announce anything to the team?
Yeah, I guess I would let them know that, guys, something weird's going on. They're all wearing wigs, I think, and there's a speaker. I don't think he's here.
The speaker actually, when you say that, speaker kind of crackles to life. So you noticed, huh? Smart. I figured I could lure you aqua goons into killing a whole room of kids dressed up like me, but looks like I was wrong. The little light on the camera blinks on. That one's recording. And the kids, you can see the samurai start to move, those quote unquote samurai start to move around. They're just locals. Promised them each $100 if they just stood there and circled around you with those swords. Hey, one of you kids, go ahead and tap a sword against something. And one does. You can hear it. Your vision is starting to distort again as the effect begins to increase. When you hear the tap, you can hear that it's hollow plastic. The voice over the loudspeaker kind of just chuckles. Well, if you still want to kill a bunch of innocent children while I record it, I won't stop you. I probably should. But you're the police. You know better.
No, we're probably not gonna do that. Right, guys?
Yeah, no, they're children. If anything, what's your problem hiring children to act as body doubles?
Wow, is that a moral objection I hear from the police? Wow. These kids were all troubled youths on the street. They could have used a little motivational speaking, I guess, or some kind of, I don't know, hot meal maybe. $100 goes a long way though in the slums. So, I mean, if anything, I think I'm doing charity here. And if you were to accidentally kill any, that technically there's a pause. That means there's less kids on the street, right? it's a it's a joke. He kind of eases off the loudspeaker.
Oh, there's a better way to go about this.
I am not laughing.
Melon presses the speaker button again, crackling. Look, I'll be honest, this entire setup, not my idea. But I did think it was pretty decent in the event that you cops couldn't back off of your investigation. You see, Thomas Tutone is innocent. Really, honestly, 100% innocent. I know for a fact that he didn't do whatever it is that you think he did. In fact, I'm willing to fight to the death about it. Are you? These kids are. The kids, in your divided vision, you can see that when he says the kids are, they start looking at one another, and one of them like raises their their blindfold. You can hear them whisper, "Is he serious?"
Hey, kids. She's gonna raise up her arms. Look, did you already get paid?
No.
Wow, that's a bum deal. You know he was probably lying to you, right?
You can hear them starting to talk amongst themselves about that. Do you want to attempt to negotiate with the children to get them to back off?
Oh, yeah, I should roll that. I do.
Sure, go ahead and roll negotiate. These children are not very good at negotiating. They do have money on their mind, but finally one of them says, we haven't been paid yet.
I'll just reach into my coat and pass Enya a pile of bills, specifically the money I got from selling my leg.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll negotiate again if you want to try to pay them off with a +2. See how well you do it. Good lord, with a 7.
Hey, thanks, Icepeak. Yeah, hey guys, here's your pay. But we want you to get out of here. Where it's safe, you know?
Yeah, this is dangerous.
All of them will pretty much take that money. How do you give it to them? Did you just hand it out?
She looks for a doorway and just kind of hands it one by one to them. Like, here you go, yeah. Hey,
Okay.
Stay off the streets.
One of them will take one of the bills and then hand you what feels like 99 bills.
What's this?
Change.
Oh wow, that's real business-like of you.
You feel you feel a stick poke you, like your leg.
She's gonna look down.
With your vision split, you see that it seems to be some kind of round, chubby boy with very long arms and a stick in his hand.
Hello there?
Okay, now give me change.
Look, I gotta keep this line rolling here.
The fat, chubby boy will look at you with great despair. Change. Coins. He kind of opens his hand and makes a give me motion with it.
Hey. Look, I'm sorry I don't have exact change, but if you meet me outside of somewhere, I can make it up to you.
For a duel?
Huh? A duel? Okay, sure?
Fate is sealed.
Whoa, that's alright.
Upon the next setting of the sun, you will fall in battle. Goodbye. I love you. And then he just starts walking away, waving his arms.
Oh, that little guy's intense. Alright, next.
The kids, after that, will all take money appropriately. There's about, we'll say, 12, not counting the fat, chubby boy who he was wearing his blindfold was made out of what looked like a garbage bag. And he wasn't really wearing a suit. It was just the rest of the trash bag that had been cut to look like a shirt and pants. One wonders if he had even been paid to be here.
Yeah, that kid needs extra attention. Hope to see him again.
The visual distortion effect ends, and on the second floor of the warehouse, leaning against the railing, is a man with a blindfold and very strange backwards crossed katana in hand. He just rubs his chin and watches your negotiation tactics for a moment. Okay. I think I can release this too. It's good. Kind of rolls a finger through the air. The Aqua unit does charity work for local children who... blind kids. He kind of waves a finger. There we go. Blind kids. What do you say? Good PR, right?
I mean, we could always use that, right, guys?
I mean, yes, but how do we know that that's what's going to be delivered?
I don't know. How do you know? If we're friends, then I think you can trust me, right? But if we're not friends, then I guess it's up in the air.
Well, if Two-Tone is innocent, then I don't see why there's a problem.
Ah, that's right. Matter of two-tone. Got lost in this whole thing about you guys not murdering those kids. Melon kind of scratches his head. I have to admit, I really thought the shark there was going to at least eat like 3 of them.
No.
I don't know. Melon rubs his chin. Looking awfully hungry over there.
Hey, there's no need to stereotype.
Fair enough. I don't need to stereotype, and you don't need to stereotype the Valentine clan either. Okay, I understand. Thomas Two-Tone, suspicious a bit. He does some, what I would refer to as recreational substances on occasion. But he's more of a businessman than a murder man. I mean, he does do the murder, don't get me wrong. Does it really count as murder when it's in a duel? But he mostly keeps everything, how do I say this? He keeps it in his pants. That's the way to say it. He keeps the duels. That's what he sticks to. And occasionally, well, again, can it really be murder when you take down a Dagonite?
Then where do you suggest we look elsewhere?
Can't say. Blind, he points to his face. I don't know where you should look ever. You're supposed to laugh.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, that's pretty good actually.
Fake laughs hurt more than silence.
I am aware.
Hey, that's my real laugh.
Yeah, she's kind of new to here.
Oh, that an Atlantean?
What? What gave me away? Yeah, I'm from happy old Atlantis. Well, it's not very old, I guess. Well, actually, kind of is.
You have to get a bark collar for cannoli. I hear him. Melon kind of like considers everything that's happened here and your group. Okay. I'll share some information with you, and I will do so under the assumption that you'll look somewhere other than the Valentine clan. Now, this is a one time offer. I've been authorized to make it by someone above me. I give you some intel. You find a suspect, you bring them in. You don't even mention the Valentine clan had anything to do with any of this other than Thomas Dutone is a witness, we'll say, not even a suspect. But I need to get your agreement before I give you the information. That's how this is going to work. You don't give me your agreement, I can't give you the information.
I will follow any lead given to me.
Does that mean I have your word? Thomas Dutone, witness, not suspect.
We could do that for Two-Tone, but, are you still on the table?
What do you mean?
Well, we haven't completely rolled everyone out, but I don't see why Two-Tone would really be... I mean, you do say he keeps it in his pants, so... And duels. That's not our business, you know?
Correct. Not your business. Well, if you want to investigate me, you're free to do so. That chef earlier that you were following, I think he knows me. He can vouch, right? He's character witness. Oh, what happened to him actually? Because I had heard that he had fallen to pieces or something like that.
Yeah, that chef is a little...
Oh,
assassinated?
weird. I wonder who did that. Strange. Strange things happen in Stella Marie when there's money involved. A lot of money. Well, what do you say? I give you some pretty important information. You go and find your suspect. I need an agreement from at least one of you. Otherwise, my boss isn't going to be happy. It's all recorded. He points to the camera up top.
Oh, hey, camera. Well, this must be some pretty good info.
Icepeak, you are the lead on the case, so
Mm, are is the evidence going to agree with the things you are saying to me?
yes, I think it will.
Then we have an agreement.
Ooh, good. Even though you didn't laugh at any of my jokes, which hurts on a personal level, I'll do business with you. For now. Partner.
I
Hey, that's pretty good. Alright, we're making way here.
So I'll tell you the truth.
I doubt it. But go on.
See, Thomas was new to the island. I was supposed to be the one to bring him in, show him around. One day he was taking a stroll on the beach and he saw some pretty little mermaids swim in. Fresh, young fish right off the boat. Two of them. He had seen your kind before, but never really up close like that. Dagonites don't count, do they? They're kind of gross. But a mermaid, no, some of them are rather fetching, we'll say. Not that it's really my interest. I'm more of a land mammal kind of guy. That's
Everyone's
human
pretty.
only. Oh, he kind of like waves it off. I wouldn't know. Again, he points at his blindfold.
Aw.
I only have to go on what he told me. He was interested in them, you know. But only one of them would really talk to him. The other one was too scared, too shy. And the one who talked to him, no, she wasn't as interested as the one who wouldn't. The shy one was the one who saw that young samurai in his nice suit. But it was the brave one who went and talked to him. And not really knowing much, he, I think, fell in love a little bit with the brave one. But the shy one was the one who loved him. So what you have here, I'm afraid, is a bizarre love triangle. The brave one, her abilities were, well, she had a shell, sort of. Spikes, maybe? But the shy one, that was interesting. Because according to Thomas, from what he could see, she had a pincer blade as sharp as a samurai's sword. Wouldn't know it. Springs out from somewhere around her on an extra arm, like scissors or something. So, if you were to maybe put two and two together on that, you would maybe think, well, Thomas is spending all his time chasing one. The other one has feelings. She eventually can't take it anymore. So something has to be done. What do you think happened then? Maybe old scissor blades got the rival off of the board, tried to pin it on the guy that wouldn't look her way, and then might have maybe sent you the hands and feet so that you'd start hunting for a nice, young, innocent Thomas Tutone. I think that story checks out. What do you think?
Oh, that's a little dark, but I guess we should, interrogate her?
You should. Oh, and as for that dining club, that is unrelated. Not even a part of the case. The chef, he fell on one of his knives. Yeah, that's what happened. What do you guys say about that? Seem reasonable?
That's up to pathology to get back to us on, I'd say. Um,
It was a very sharp knife. Very sharp.
yeah, I'm sure it was. Well, does that do it for you, Icepeak?
I will review the evidence, but you have disguised other things before.
It's true. My style of fighting is one of misdirection. It's how I got to this position. I didn't do it through brute force. In fact, the entirety of the Valentine clan really didn't rise through brute force, all through calculated moves, information, and of course leverage where we can get it. That sort of leverage, well, it's not cheap. I think he kind of like starts counting in the air as if he can see. Yes, he holds up two fingers. Two of you probably know a little bit about how expensive it can be to get information and leverage, maybe in ways that aren't quite so ethical. Who knows? I'm sure whoever among you would ever get such leverage in such a way would know that when you're dealing with the Valentine clan and we offer you something on a plate, good idea to take it. Because if you make enemies with us, if you continue to investigate Thomas Tutone, well, I can't say it will go well. And I also can't say that you will be able to find out how not well it goes. As in, you may not be there. Maybe your ghosts will learn. Who knows? I'm not really sure what happens to your kind when you die. I assume you go back to the ocean and swim around as little spooky spirits or something.
I hope so.
He just starts laughing.
She's just smiling.
I have died many times and it has yet to stop me.
Well, it's not like I'm making threats or anything. I wouldn't do that to the police. I think our business is done here unless any of you have any questions that you'd like me to answer, like where the exit is, for example.
Yeah, I'd say our business is done here.
Good. If you ever need any high quality sound equipment, come back to Motivated Speakers. Mr. Tutone is great at cutting deals for public servants such as yourself in case you need, I don't know, maybe a nice sound system for one of your patrol cars or something for the break room or maybe just a home entertainment system. We could probably work something out for a very cheap cost. Very cheap. Extremely cheap.
Hey, that'll be great actually. We do have a budget, so we'll keep you in mind.
Thank you. I'll keep all of you in mind as well. Now, I may not be able to see, but I can definitely know where you are and where you're coming from, what direction. If you try to sneak, I can hear that too. Light footsteps, definitely.
You could not last time.
You see him for a moment, like his hand twitches on the handle of his sword, but it quickly like evens out. Well, that was last time.
Next time.
Next time. Until then, there's a really nice diner around the corner if you are hungry. I hear they serve seafood. He just starts covering his mouth and laughing.
Yeah, no one's perfect. And I'm not hungry, so let's just get back to the station, guys. I think we have stuff to talk about.
He holds up a finger. Seafood. It could because you're
Allow me to say, ha, 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 ha.
He just slowly backs away, and he points at two fingers at where his blindfold is, where his eyes would be. Then he points at you, Icepeak.
Icepeak just slowly smiles at him and starts to walk away.
The meeting with Melon, one of the representatives of the Valentine clan, reveals two things. A, Valentine clan is very, 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 how do I say this? Immoral. They like money. They will bribe people to do things. They'll pay kids to get hurt. They don't really care. But they do value money very highly here. So there is that. And obviously, heat being on Thomas Tutone means hurting business. Even if you guys didn't arrest him or send your samurai after him, if there was like word got out that Thomas was involved, or if Thomas was involved with a prostitute in the trenches and there was a murder, even if he like beats the charge, it still kind of hurts his business abilities. Like, you know, banks aren't going to necessarily want to deal with that sort of guy, even if he is a Valentine clan rep. So there is that issue, and that is likely why Melon is trying to just leverage this out by telling you a bunch of information. But what he says maybe is possibly true about Jenny Gottett. You didn't really see what her merman form looked like, and because she's unregistered, that information wouldn't be available either. Normally when there's somebody that has like blades that are part of their, hybrid form, that's going to be on record, because let's face it, like, you want to know beforehand when you're going to arrest a guy if he's just got knives you can't disarm, or blades, or anything, sharp pincers, poisons, electricity. Maybe the guy just like turns into a cloud of poison or smoke. You don't know what's going on there, so you got to know that ahead of time. That's what the registration database is for. You don't have that information on Jenny Gottett. You sort of have an idea of Heather and what her mutations were, because she was half hybrid out when she was killed. She just didn't get the opportunity to fully protect herself with her natural armor. Among merfolk, there are definitely those who can manifest sharp blades like pincers, but them being that sharp, usually not an option. That's usually not, like, they're sharp, but this is like fucking surgical.
So I'd say our next move is to interrogate Jenny.
Okay. If you want to interrogate Jenny, you are going to have to. Well, she's not still in your custody, I don't believe, because she wasn't under arrest.
Yeah, nah. We'd have to like.
We could just go to her apartment and give it a knock, and be like, "Hey, can we just see your merman form for a minute?"
All right, who are you gonna send? Claudia hasn't done much.
Yeah. Claudia should go, and maybe Enya. Well, we need one person to be like match the pincer against the cut marks.
Mm-hmm.
So, do either of them have that skill, or would that be like Mikey or Icepeak?
That would probably be a Mikey or Icepeak, I would imagine.
Then I guess Claudia and Mikey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I won't even. It's good that you sent Mikey, because A, if you were to knock on the door, you'd see that it opens, and B, that apartment has been cleared out.
Oh.
Oh no.
Of course.
What about the fridge?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do I pick up with all my eyes?
Give me give me an all-seeing eyes roll.
Nothing.
Strangely, I'll let you pass this roll.
Well, I was gonna say, can I invoke my Dagon bloodline to re-roll that?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's trash.
I'll give you a free one. You don't have to pay a fate point for it, but you do have to sort of a compel, sort of.
Okay, what's up?
Well, this is an option for you. Since you're an eye-based merman, you'll notice that there are times when you have what you would call a sort of predator vision. You can just tap into that and pass this. It doesn't have any like long-lasting consequences. It's just a sort of easy thing to do. It's also not exactly, how do I say it, seemly for merfolk to do, but you can if you want. And it's specific to this instance because it involves someone running, fleeing. I type mermen and hunters both have this sort of thing that lets them track down the prey of Dagon. It's a sort of aspect that you'll find more commonly used with Dagonites, Abyssals, and Twilights, usually type merfolk. So tapping into that nature is like, it's like a dark kind of thing to do, technically, and it doesn't like have any consequences for you technically, but there are times when it could be stressful if you're trying not to be an evil monster asshole.
Yeah.
So it's up to you. You can spending the fate point does show that your character has more of a reliance on kind of a better nature.
Yeah, I'll still go with the fate point on this one for this. There we go.
Nice.
Much better.
You get you're okay. You get a +2 to this roll because as you are looking around trying to scope out things out, you notice that a blue light falls on like a specific detail on the carpet. It's streaming in through the window from the light of the blue moon above you in the night, meaning you get a 6. You completely slaughter it. It just points it out right away. This detail is that there is a section of the carpet that's been bleached. You can see that it's discolored.
Yeah, he would make his way over there. I guess since he's a merman and has unspeakable strength, he just rips the piece of carpet out.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't
You
need
just
a
tear it
knife.
right out.
Yeah, just grips it and just pulls.
Right.
And he, despite seeing how empty the place is, he still does look to see if they have like a Ziploc baggie before he just kind of is holding it in his hand. Because he may not have brought his kit up with him necessarily because he didn't expect a crime scene.
Yeah, someone hands you a Ziploc bag.
Yeah, he puts it in and looks at Claudia and just goes, "Wait, yeah, who? What?"
There's no one there but you and Claudia.
He does. Yeah, he does look around and just, Did you just? Is this yours?
No.
Yeah, he does continue. Like, that's weird, especially for him that there's somebody just around that isn't or wasn't. So yeah, despite like the 360 eyes that he can produce, he's still looking around and just goes, Thank you, I think," and he puts the piece of carpet in and zips it up.
Okay. You have one piece of carpet. You can take that as evidence to Icepeak. Claudia, you're a community person, and there are people who live around this apartment complex or this tenement area. So if you wanted, you could apply like your abilities there to try and get more information. You know.
Yeah, she's definitely gonna talk around and to kind of try to schmooze information out of the locals.
Okay. Give me a. Oh, you also have a gaze +3. Okay. But in this instance, I'm going to say give me a secret sniffer. With just a secret sniffer roll against we'll say an opposition of 2. With a 3, you pass. There are people around who knew both Jenny and Heather. They mentioned that there were times when a very well-dressed man would visit, and there were also arguments between the 2 women. That would be late in the night after they both got off of their shift, usually 5 a.m. or so, when they would get home. Sounded like that they were arguing over who knows what. A lot of people argue in these tenements. Nobody really pays attention to it. At a certain point, they filter it out. People are around here, this area. You're mostly talking to your own people. It's almost all like merfolk. They're very low income, very they kind of have questionable jobs, usually in the trenches. And I would say usually they don't like talking to cops too much, but because you're a community person and they know you, they probably seen you around. You're a singer, right? You actually sing at what the heck was it called?
Soundgarden.
The Soundgarden. Yeah, there might even be people who have gone there to see you because it's neat seeing one of their own singing at a place and having just regular walk around humans kind of cheer that on, and it's not like a whole thing. It's nice. So they know you. And know you're the community outreach person. So I don't have any trouble telling. You will get some complaints, like one person will say, like, that guy over there's got a giant shrimp. He just keeps it on a leash. It's like a little animal or something. It just like walks around and picks through my garden all day. They try to get you to take care of like little nitpicky stuff, but that's not really. I don't think that's going to be your thing, right? Like, unless you want to take care of their little squabbles.
I mean, she might do it on her own time, but
Okay.
like not on case time.
Well, off the record, there is somebody who lives in the tenements who has a small poodle. We'll say, yeah, like small dog-sized shrimp that does in fact try to munch on people's nice gardens.
They probably get like a small ticket or like, please keep your
shrimp
him on a leash.
Yeah, keep your shrimp on a leash. Not to mention they leave moltings everywhere. They're gross.
Oh dear! And please pick up after them.
Shrimps actually clean your tank.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they're adorable. I'm sorry. It's like the algae, like so you don't have to clean the grass because they'll just eat it.
Yeah, that's what this
Yeah.
shrimp is doing. It's just eating people's gardens. Num num. Other than that, yeah, you get a pretty good response from the community, though. It seems mostly that they haven't seen Heather in a while. They say, and then pretty much within a day or so, Jenny they haven't seen either. But then again, she works at a bar late nights, drinks, and there are rumors among some of them that she is in fact an ozone head. Um, there needs to be a better name for people who are hooked on ozone
There
or
were,
invisible sun.
there were,
Shiners.
Airheads.
Shiners,
Yeah.
airheads, those all sound good.
there were traces of ozone in the apartment, wasn't there?
There were traces of ozone, correct. There's also rumors that Thomas Tatone may be involved in a little bit of the ozone himself. So with that, you have the carpet evidence. You have some testimony or some witnesses, some eyewitnesses on the scene who say that the two did argue. I assume you want to get that back to the lab.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Icepeak, give me a, we'll say, experiment roll against a passive opposition of 2. It would be higher, but you have some advantages created here. You get a +1 because it's your case, so you pass.
Woohoo!
You focus on the case. Yep. Go
Also,
ahead.
as a brain, if this is rolling a utilizing an insight, I get a +2.
Oh,
Brain, when invoked, I have to invoke it.
yeah, you have to invoke it for
Okay,
that.
never mind. Sorry, I don't know
But
if
you
I
do
can.
have you do have a passive +1 on rolls from
Okay.
recollect and
Yeah,
solve
yeah,
puzzles. So, you get sort of the you can tell, first of all, there was biological matter on that carpet. It has been cleaned off. You can probably put together that if one of them is gone missing, then it has to belong to one of them, either Jenny or Heather. Now both of them. Well, technically Jenny's gone missing, but Heather is, within your custody technically. I will say that you can roll now again if you'd like to try to figure out the puzzle now that you have like so many pieces in front of you.
So brain test or experiment?
I'll say brain trust. A 5.
Nice.
Good God. The 5 plus a 1. You put the brains of Avicii to work for you. Avicii was masterful in a way when it came to figuring out ways to catch and corner people. He knew how to kind of work at people's weaknesses, how to get under their skin. And technically, if he had been a general, he probably would have been extremely successful at it. Matters of warfare, matters of subverting the enemy, flanking them. In this case, you're putting that sort of brain power to work for solving this case, or at least getting an understanding of it. With that roll of a 6 against passive opposition of, I believe I said 2, correct?
Yes.
Then you have created an advantage on your next roll involving the case, because that's really what this is, creating an advantage. You get a bigger picture of like what's going on here. The bigger picture is the Valentines are likely involved with the illegal organ trade, or at least the illegal flesh trade. They probably silenced that chef because he would have squawked, which means he's not a clan insider. He's just a guy, an operator. He's a mook. The Dagonites are involved, though, which is odd. Dagonites tend to favor things that separate humans from their kind. They're much like the modern terrorists that we see, like in extremist cultures, where they don't like in this case, humanization of their people so much. They like to sow distrust. They like to keep things hostile. It makes it easy for them to kind of evangelize and recruit when the humans don't like you very much. So, from that, you're not necessarily sure if the Dagonites necessarily we're selling their own kind, or we're just there to support it, or we're keeping an eye on things. There are, we'll say, three different problems here. One is the Dagonite involvement in general. No, technically there are four different problems. You have your case in front of you. That's problem number one. Problem number two, the Dagonites. Problem number three, the Valentines in general. Problem number four, the thing that doesn't at all fit with any of this, the knife, the ceremonial knife that was found at the scene where you and Blue took down Henker. That does not fit with anything. You can choose to pursue maybe one or two of these things right now, but if you get lost in the weeds, you're going to lose sight on the case. If you want to focus, I would say choose two to focus on, and you'll do a series of rolls to determine if you can put those things together.
Well, for her personally, it's case first and then the Valentines.
Okay. Case first. It's possible that the case could just be entangled in a bigger web of crime, a bigger web of intrigue, that it may be a one-off.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah. What Melon said to you about jealousy, about feelings getting mixed up, and about a murder between two roommates, I'm guessing Enya would have told you that there was I feel like Enya would have told you that indeed Jenny Gottett did seem and talk like somebody who had a great amount of guilt. Or Blue, I think, was the one who encountered Jenny and
I think they both did at different occasions. Yeah.
But it was when I think it was when Blue talked to her specifically that Jenny had more of a guilt, like ridden sort of aura.
She got her connected to ozone.
Got her connected to ozone.
So right. I assumed it was from that, but
okay.
Man.
So focusing straight on the case. Give me another brain trust roll. You can invoke your free boost that you got earlier if you don't pass this. Yeah, you're gonna need to.
Okay.
Because of passive difficulty, unless you want to spend a fate point.
Do I have?
You don't have to.
Okay. Do I have fate? Has the scene refreshed? Do I have fate points?
Yeah. Everybody. All your stuff's refreshed. If you had stress, take it off. If you use your fate points, you can refill them. It's all refreshed at the start of every session. Refresh.
Then yeah, I'll invoke my drive, extraction of corruption, and bonus this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, in that case, the idea that you're getting is you're looking at all the evidence, you're looking at the testimony, you're looking at what Melon told you. This does seem, at least to you, with your brain working, to be an unfortunate blip. Heather wasn't anyone important. Thomas Tutone is very important. Thomas seems to, I mean, he's not exactly on the up and up, but he does seem to value his money, and it's hard to believe that a guy like that, even if he got high on ozone or drunk, would throw everything away for just simple murder. On top of that, you can get a mermaid hooker really anywhere. So why would he be so wrapped up with this particular one?
Interesting.
On the other hand, the MO fits. Jenny is missing. She did send you the hands and feet. She did say that she found the body. She has not shown you her hybrid form. And now she has officially flown the coop. Nobody knows where she is.
Yeah, I would like to see that hybrid form.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
at the very least,
because you're the case lead, would you then set forth that you can't close this case until you find Jenny herself to confirm with the hybrid form?
Yes, I would like to follow that lead.
Okay. Do you tell anybody else that that's your goal?
Yes, the team, I would assume.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we should definitely go find her, even if it's just to check in, but definitely to see that form.
You guys are gonna have to, then we must find her.
Yeah, that might be a problem.
Well, she has taken her things, so she's not going to see.
Well,
perhaps check the local ozone dealers. She is addicted.
Oh, no. Yeah, we could do that. I'm a little troubled by the thought that she took that body?
No, we have the body. The body is in custody, right?
Oh, I thought we just had
Yeah.
the hands and okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
Is the carpet
Mhm.
specifically? It had whose blood on it?
Hard to tell. The bleach has destroyed the genetic material.
Okay.
You just
So
know that there
either
was blood on it.
she could be dead. Someone could have killed her, but we'll have to find that body. So either way, we got to find her.
How
Okay.
should we do this? I guess the dealer thing, right?
You want to track down local dealers, try to get an idea. That sounds like a John Towner kind of thing. You want him along, I'm sure, because he's a very big, tough man, and you're going to be questioning some very questionable people.
Yeah, Blue's
Sure.
not here today, so Towner and Mikey.
Dynamic duo. Heck yeah.
Okay, Towner and Mikey, you have to go shake down local dealers, and you can do so. Likely, you're going to find the people that are dealing ozone to Jenny in the trenches. Towner, give me a wannabe detective roll to see how familiar you are with the local dealers and who's currently out on the streets, and technically, what is your neck of the woods? Where does Towner live? Fancy part of town, trenches, like just kind of middle ground, like middle class.
Probably the trenches, if I had to guess.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't got a trench boy yet.
You're a trench boy. Then, just so you know, as you're stomping around the trenches, there are bottlenose boys causing trouble. What will you do to address the general troublemaking of these local kids that seem to know you? They're just like, you can see one of them clearly just shoplifting or stealing food from a vendor.
Are they in a group or?
Yeah, there's like one that's a lookout. There's one that's like shoveling what looks like bags of shrimp flavored chips into his pants.
You know how you scatter pigeons by like running through them and yelling?
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Okay. Yeah, they don't. The bottlenose boys, they're if you could compare them, they're all like smaller versions of you almost, except they're dolphins, not sharks. Still stocky, still like dolphin headed, still like simple, like kind of. And so your simple tactic of dispersing them causes them to all disperse. They will just go running and squeaking and
That's
chattering
fine.
as they do. Local vendors are appreciative of the cops' efforts to keep this sort of petty theft down. So you will have a +1 to your next roll involving questioning any locals. Locals that aren't drug dealers. The drug dealers don't give a shit. If you want to question other locals, you guys will have a +1 to that. They'll remember. Questioning dealers is a different matter. With your wannabe detective roll of 1, you'll find that most of them like don't want to talk to you. Period. Like they just don't. You're a cop. They're dealing, and they're going to pretend that they don't do that. So you can either choose to. Well, there's a few different things you can do here. You can do the good cop, bad cop thing with Mikey, which seems to be naturally what your dynamic would be because Mikey's a nice guy and you're a fucking shark. Or you can just turn it up to 11 and intimidate them yourself. One may be easier than the other, but the other may yield you more pertinent information as opposed to people that might just scream things because they're afraid you're going to bite them.
I guess the first one.
Okay. Then you approach a drug dealer, just one of the many ozone scumbags that like exist in the trenches these days. Some guy that's wearing very nice, fancy. He's wearing light up pants and is wearing headphones that are like maybe twice or 3 times as big as they need to be with giant foam covers. They look cartoonishly huge, but the little ear protectors are pillowy soft. You could sleep with these on. He pretends that he can't hear you. Which one of you want to get his attention first?
I think he would just take those things off of him.
Give me a Toothy Bruiser roll. Oof. He's actually going to invoke his aspect of really loves music. This little dealer, it's one of the aspects he has, just really using a fate point, one of the 2 he has, and just simply holding onto the headphones with both hands as you try. You'll lift him up, but he's still holding onto the headphones. Now you have a man up by his headphones. They're very durable.
But they're off of his head, yes, even though he's holding them still.
No, he's holding them onto his head.
Oh.
You're lifting him up along with the headphones.
Can I invoke?
Sure.
I think I'll invoke anger just because this is pissing him off. Let go, damn it.
Okay. He's going to invoke as well. He's going to invoke super comfortable headphones. They are conformed to his ear. He will not let go. You're still at even score with him. Both at
Oh my
7.
god.
Yeah, that is
Um,
his last fate point.
I was gonna say, yeah. Can I like wave at him to get his attention?
He pretends he doesn't see you.
I know you can see, like, he's getting like right in his face and is like moving with him if he tries to like. Well, he can't really turn his head if John's holding him up by it. So
As you're trying to talk to him, you see like a tentacle arm emerge from his side, holding up Uzik in front of his face, and another tentacle arm creeping up around and then tapping at it.
oh come on, that's not. Hey, and he puts and Mikey will put his hand in, like in front of the phone and like hold on to it.
Okay, you put a hand in front of the phone. You notice that 2 eyes pop out of his head on stalks like yours, and just slowly weave their way around your hand, and just press themselves against the screen of the phone as close as they'll go.
I can invoke again.
You could.
Tough guy, maybe?
Okay. So what do you want to do to invoke your tough guy persona? This guy, he is just clearly trying to pretend that you two don't exist.
Just, like, bear down and grunt loudly as he's trying to wrench these headphones away from him.
Oh God. Unfortunately, the headphones break under your grip if you try to pull them that hard.
Yeah, unfortunately,
They are very, very expensive. His eyes snap back immediately into a skull, and he falls down in shock. Hey man, those were like $300 headphones. What'd you do that for? His tentacles are quickly like typing on the cell phone as he's talking.
Towner doesn't answer. He is busy jumping up and down on the remains of the headphones to break them more.
No, man, my headphones!
I'm sorry, we just needed to speak with you. It seemed like you were having trouble hearing us.
Oh, man. He kind of like sits, now that he's not being held up, he sits down on a stoop and puts his hands in his face. I saved up for a month for those. Oh, jeez. What am I going to do now?
That's okay. I think we can get those repaired. Yeah, and Mikey does kind of turn his head just to see John just continuously jumping on him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can get those repaired. We just really needed to get some answers from you if it's possible, and then we'll be out of your hair.
Typical cops, man. You just bust your stuff up when you don't play ball. I get it. What do you want?
That's just my partner. I was trying to be a little more reasonable.
Yeah, right. You're just setting him up, and then he knocks him down. I bet he probably beats people up for fun.
I don't know what he does in his spare time, but I know I don't want to have him knock you down. So I don't think we need to go through a whole setup. Do you think?
Man, what do you want? What do you want out of me? He just starts
We're
retracting
just
into
looking for
himself.
information.
Yeah, okay. Like, what do you want to know?
Do we have photos of the girls?
Sure, yeah. On your
Okay.
phone, likely.
Yeah, he pulls out the photos. And I guess he also has Johnny as well. And he just goes, "Have you happened to
You mean Thomas?
Or Thomas?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes, Thomas Two Tone, completely original. But yeah, he'll kind of swipe through the photos.
Okay.
And just go, have you seen either of these girls or this gentleman here? The one girl, and he kind of swipes back to her photo and just goes, she I hate to say this so kind of bluntly, but she seems to have an addiction, and her roommate's worried about her. She's gone missing, and we think that she's packed up her bags and is either trying to sell everything she can to get a little more ozone, or is she's on a rough path, and we got asked to take a look at it since it's a missing persons case with a merman.
Dealer scans the photo and looks back at you. I mean, I don't want to answer the question. People broke my headphones, man. I like those headphones. I was listening to some sweet, sweet tunes. Some guy
Oh.
just put out a mixtape.
Oh, who was it? Anybody local or?
Oh, DJ Harpsichord, this guy from Berlin. He's one of the Alkalites. I like to just relax under an invisible sun and listen to DJ Harpsichord spin those records, old stuff, the real vinyl. It's a time when I wasn't even alive, man, and neither were you. And we just listened. I like listening. He just kind of zones out.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, who doesn't love vinyl? Um, I mean, a lot of that stuff is hard to keep, especially nowadays. After everything, but yeah, like I said, we'll get those headphones taken care of. We're just looking for answers. I mean, if you were missing, we would want to help you get found too.
Would you? Does anyone even care who I am? Do you even know what
Yeah.
my name is?
Well, you know what? That's incredibly rude of me. I didn't even ask. My name's Mikey. And you are?
Nobody.
Is that actually your name or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, nobody. Again, I'm Mikey, and that's my partner, John.
Partner's an asshole, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's part of a team thing. So he's not my only partner, but
He just keeps going.
I mean, we're not gonna get anywhere with that kind of attitude. And I know you want to get your headphones fixed or replaced, and
Okay.
I don't want to bother you any more than I need to. But are you sure you haven't seen her? Or she has. I mean, she may have been running around in her true form, big sharp kind of pincers, you know, stuff like that. You see anything related to that?
Oh. Yeah. You're talking about Jenny the Knife. Yeah. I call her that because I asked her out. And then she pointed that giant pincer blade at me and said, "Not if I was the last squid on Earth." And I said, "I'm not a squid, I'm a cuddlefish."
He nods and just goes, I mean, I know how it is. A lot of people don't even know what specific type of sea slug I am. They just see me kind of sliming around, and you get called names. You get generalized a lot.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'll just tell you, but don't tell that big jerk. He points at John. Don't tell him, okay?
Yeah, no, our secret's safe. If anything, and like Mikey's ear will kind of pull, like his ears will kind of pull forward on his head, so that like if he needs to, he can whisper it like just right directly into his ear without John possibly overhearing.
Okay. Yeah, he'll whether he's humoring you or he's actually just high, he'll whisper into the ear anyway. Yeah, so Jenny the Knife, she's in a Flophouse over on the east side of the trenches, right? This place it's called the Rising Sun, and it's just like, I mean, sometimes some of my friends go there after they swap money to me for help with medicine.
I'm
I'm struggling
he
here.
nods and he goes, I understand without, you don't have to say the words, but yes, I
Right.
understand.
See, I'm a doctor of
You don't have to, I get it. You don't have to say anymore.
Oh,
Legally, you shouldn't probably say anymore.
right. Yeah, yeah. Well, legally speaking, uh I think she's over there and there's some pawn shops nearby, so she was probably trying to do something. She might just stay there for a while. Usually when people pull that sort of move, they book it pretty quick out of Stella Marie, you know? You go there, you have your last hurrah, maybe party, sell your stuff to some of the people that are around there. That's what it's known for, and then you leave. usually speaking.
Oh yeah, of
Lately,
course.
there's been a problem there, though.
Oh, what's that? Is the and like you don't see his head move, but like you see the eye stalks kind of shift his hair as he looks back at John, and then he kind of looks back at nobody, and he goes, "Is there trouble with the medicine or with the patients that are staying?"
Nobody leaves. I mean, anymore, really. They just go there and stay there. There's rumors that a ghost is haunting it or something.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate, but well, definitely. Well, I guess I'll look into it. And he kind of like his eye like kind of peeks out through his hair and gives a wink, and then kind of falls back in.
Okay.
I'll keep him busy with something, you know.
Wait, don't you need like my address and like you need and yeah to and I gotta bill you for the head. Who broke
Yeah,
my headphones? Where
yeah.
are my headphones?
He goes, "Oh yeah, hang on," and he'll pull out like I assume he has like a pad of paper to like write evidence down and things like that to log things. He'll pull it out of like his shirt front pocket, and I'll just start writing like information down. And he goes, "You can stop by the precinct at any time. You can give this to the receptionist. You may have to fill out some additional stuff. I don't really know how the process works, but I know that this is a good first step." And like Mikey will look over and try and like guess what kind of make and model they were. But I'll just put nice headphones question mark ask nobody. And then in parentheses we'll put nobody is his name. And then I'll like
Oh,
tear the paper out and like hand it to him. Just go, yeah, just stop on by whenever. That's fine.
okay, man. Thanks for this. Hey, let me ask you a question real quick.
Yeah.
If you died, would you be upset if nobody came to your funeral?
And he kind of smiles and just goes, well, if that nobody's you, I think it'd be a pretty decent turnout.
I like to tell that joke to people before I do medicine with them.
And he just goes, it's a pretty good one.
He just kind of just sinks back against the stoop and just rubs his arms and starts humming to himself. It sounds like he's trying to hum out a techno beat to pacify himself with the loss of his headphones.
Just put it on speaker, buddy. But yeah, Mikey will give him a wave and start walking. And he'll like start to go past Towner and like kind of give him a pat on the shoulder and just go, all right, bud, we're done. I think we got what we needed now.
All right, Tanner, you heading out? You gotta.
Yeah,
Take care
sorry,
of
I
the
have
girl.
to go.
That's all right. That's fine.
No, get your sleep.
See you
Wish
guys
Katie
later.
well.
Yeah. Hope she feels better.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully she feels better.
So we have a location. We have some possible idea. Maybe. Question is, how do you want to go into the House of the Rising Sun? You want to stomp in there? You want to go in quiet?
Yeah, Mikey would definitely like. I guess when they get back to the police car, relay that information